Hello everyone and welcome to Blender Basics. My name is iGamer2003 and today we are going to be starting in Blender. So I'm going to be making a Blender Basics series for Minecraft, and the goal is I'm going to show you guys how to create some cool Minecraft custom art, some thumbnails for your YouTube channel using Blender. Now I'm going to be breaking this down into short little stint videos because for some people they already know how to bring characters in and they struggle with one thing. They struggle with lighting, they struggle with rendering, they struggle with getting it edited onto like a picture with a photo editor. So today we're going to be just starting off with the basics of how to bring in a character, and that's going to be the easiest thing. Now, an example of some recent work that I actually did. Basically, in this series, I'm going to be showing you how to turn this Blender initial, when you first open up Blender, into this, into something that looks like this. And I have to say, I made this recently for a project I had to do for YouTube, and I am so happy with it. And there is actually an even better version of this that I changed up, and I even added, I even gave them name tags. Let me see. Here it is. This is actually the final one that I did. So once again, we're going to be going from just this basic area right here where you see we've got nothing. This is what you get when you first open up Blender, and we're going to be moving swiftly along to making renders. We are probably not going to do multi-character renders, but making at least renders of 1 to 2 characters, maybe giving them a couple items, to then actually finishing it off, editing it into a background and making it look kind of nice. So I'm going to switch us back to Blender, and we're going to go over how to start this. So the first thing I do is, as much as they are being nice to you by giving you a camera and giving you the light source and everything, I never have ever once in Blender used any of what you start with. So you can just click, hold, drag, highlight everything, and click the delete key. You can make it disappear. There's a couple things before we get started that we need to be doing here. So the first thing is we're going to click on File, and we're going to go to External Data and Automatically Pack. And that will just help us in terms of saving files and things. So next, what we are going to do is we're going to actually bring a character into the scene. Right now we have a blank scene with an XY axis, and that really doesn't do much for us besides look pretty interesting. So let's bring File, Append. Now you're going to need to, and you can see all my files here, and there's nothing out of the ordinary that I don't mind showing you. So we've got here, I have a Blender file. You guys can do whatever you want, but you will need, I downloaded them from my Google Drive, so that's why it has that. You will need Cycles Minecraft rig. So I will put a link to the Cycles rig in the description, but you will need a Cycles Minecraft rig. So once you do that, you can open up your Cycles folder, and you can go ahead and grab, we are going to be using basics, beginners. We're going to be using Minecraft Simple Rig. So there's two ways it could be organized. Mine is in reverse alphabetical order because I hit a button that does that by accident. Most likely this will be closer to the bottom. But find Minecraft Simple Rig.blend, double click that, and we're going to go into Collection, and then there's only one option, which is Character. So you're going to click Character, it'll appear in the bottom, and you're going to click the blue Append button. Alright, so once we've done that, we've brought in a character. Now, we're going to, for purposes of being able to work with lighting, shading, things in the workspace, up here, you can go to here, which is texture mode. And this will basically just change it so you can see all the textures, which looks good. But as I said, we want to be able to work with lighting. We want to see how the lighting's going to look as we add it into the scene and take it out. So we're going to be using this very last circle right here. And this is the viewport shading circle. They all say viewport shading, but this is basically what that is. And you'll notice it registers in the texture, the pre-existing texture of Steve. But not only that, you'll notice he's really dark right now. And that's okay because we haven't gotten to lighting yet. When we get to lighting, we're going to lighten him up. We're going to make him look good. But you can see we've got two things. We've got the texture of Steve. We've got the head of Steve, the head bone structure here, which they call a hat. And we've got the bone structure of Steve. So let's take a look at this real quick. The first thing we can do is usually I don't use hats. So we can very carefully click on this thin black line here and click delete. If you want to save it, you can, but you have to do settings to make it stay there. Now, the next thing you're going to do is you're not going to click on these gray bones. You're going to click anywhere but them on Steve. So let's say I click just here, right? You'll see it highlights Steve's outline. We're going to go over into this texture tab here, the material properties tab, and click on that. And we're going to do some editing. Number one, I'm going to show you how to bring in your custom skin. Number two, we have to change some settings. So we're going to scroll down till we find settings. And this first one where it says blend mode, automatically its default is opaque. But we need to click this drop down menu and select alpha clip. It'll reload as texture. We're good to go. Now up here, you'll notice if I drag this out a little bit, or not, because my computer's not going to cooperate. We've got this row of buttons, right? This is the dashboard, so to speak, that we're going to be using for bringing in our custom skin. So we're going to, what is my computer doing? There we go. We're going to click this button right here, the second to last button in this row, right under color, and click this button, and you'll see a drop-down menu, unpack, a drop-down menu. Use from current directory, write file to current directory, use file origin, original location, blah, blah, blah. We're going to click the second option, write file to current directory, parentheses, overwrite existing file. And then you'll see this icon changes a little bit. We're going to click in the same button spot. This time, though, instead of unpack, it says open image. So now we can go, let's see, I go to my documents. I have a bunch of skin files here, right? I got a couple people who I do some Blender for and a couple people I did projects with recently. But we can see I've got green hoodie casual skin, which is my skin. And we're going to click on it, highlight it, and click open image. So as soon as we do that, you'll notice there's a little bit of a problem with your character. And that is, he looks kind of strange. So we're going to go ahead and fix that problem by right above the material properties tab. There's this tab right here, object data properties. We're going to click on that. And then we've got a couple options. We've got the vertex groups and the shape keys, which are usually automatically dropped down. But we also have some normal different drop-down menus. The drop-down menu that we're going to want for today is called UV Maps. So we're going to drop down UV Maps, and we only have two options. We have plus 1.8 skin, so 1.8 skin and beyond, and old minus 1.8 skin for skins that were released before 1.8. Most of the time, you're going to be using a skin that's released after post 1.8. So you're going to notice here, this camera is closed. We want to active, see, this is currently the active render. This is the inactive render. We need to switch it. So we're going to click this camera. It'll activate this render, deactivate this one, and you'll notice your skin just kind of pops in to normalcy. So that is how you bring in your character, how you get him into the scene. So today we're going to go over the saving process for saving a Blender, and saving it not as a final, but saving it to go back and work on later. So we're going to click File and Save As. Then I'm going to name it YT Tutorial. And it automatically is .blend, right? So we're going to leave it as yttutorial.blend. You can pick wherever you want to save it. I'm going to save it to my desktop for later. And you can just click Save As. At this point, you are free to close Blender because we are done for today's tutorial. This is, as I said, a series that I'm releasing all at once, and they're short video clips, so that way you guys can get the tutorials you need that will best suit and best help your problems in Blender. So that's it for today for how to bring a character in and out. In the next episode, we'll begin talking about the bone structure and rotating to make your character move around and be a little bit more lively than just standing still like he is now. In the meantime, thank you all very much for watching today's Blender tutorial. Make sure to subscribe, like. Hopefully this helped you guys. If it did, comment down below. If you're having any issues, feel free to comment and I will try and get back to you. Also, use the link in the description. You can join my YouTube Discord, and in my YouTube Discord, we do have a hashtag Blender chat where we have some people who do some awesome Blender work as well as myself, and we are there. So it's a place where you guys can share your Blenders, and you guys can also ask for assistance from anyone who's willing to give it. So thank you guys very much for watching. Once again, I hope this helps you guys out, and I'll see you in the next Blender tutorial.